Hi guys, and welcome to another video. I wasn't going to make one, maybe not this month, maybe not for later, but sort of, I mean, I've had a lot on my plate. I feel I should. This subject will be cases not added to the timeline. But first, I've got a couple of sad deaths to report. One very close to me. First one, I'll say not. This was, where was it? Yeah, the DJ and Nightingale. Well, she was a DJ, radio and TV producer, a presenter. She died on January 11th. I should have mentioned this before, but she was born on April Fool's Day. She was older than I thought she was. She was 83. I had a letter off her dated 18th of August 1980. I'll put a link to it. She signed it Anne Nightingale. She started calling herself Annie later in her career, so I put it on the Internet Archive, Annie Nightingale. That was when I was living in Leeds, and say 1980, which is way back. I had an interesting false rape allegations then, as I've explained to people before. If you checked out some of my earlier videos, I've always been a true crime buff right from a very early age. Excuse the creaking table. And I noticed several false rape allegations at the time, which I haven't been able to find them. Well, I've added a few from that era, but there were reports. I remember one thing wasn't a false rape allegation. It was a girl who claimed her boyfriend had been murdered by attacked by a gang, and I thought that sounded suspicious. And it turned out she did it. She ended up getting probation, if you believe that, or something like that. It was absolutely outrageous about that time. Anyway, I used to listen to the radio quite a lot then, and Radio 1 said something about having a programme about rape, so I wrote in about false rape allegations. And I actually read my letter out. I'm not sure what date it was. My letter was handwritten and is obviously, well, I should imagine it's long lost. And I doubt very much that the radio, if it was a tape, if it survives. But my letter was read out. There were two letters read out actually. The other one also from a bloke living in Leeds, and he came from an entirely different position. So that was she wrote that out. She read that out, and I mean, she wasn't into. She was basically into music, basically. So, and it was just it was a. Oh, excuse me. Keeping odd hours as. And there goes my watch. Keeping odd hours, but she was. I think it was a sort of, what they call it, a magazine programme, Radio 1 mailbag. So, R.I.P. Anne Nightingale. Much closer to me, much closer. Ted Goodman has died. Ted was a lawyer. Donald Trump was a lawyer called Ted Goodman, but it wasn't him. I met Ted in a professional capacity, late 1993 or early 94. And I worked with him, well, intensely since 2012, but quite a bit before that. He died on February 15th in a hospice. His mother lived to 106 and his father 90. So, very disappointed he died at 78. But Mark Taha and I went to visit him in the hospice on February 9th, and he looked dead then. I hoped even then that he would survive, but he died on the 15th. I wasn't informed. I was informed though when I don't want to go into detail. I was informed that I would not be welcome at his funeral. I wasn't the only one. I knew things about Ted that nobody else did, and so I was probably I was undoubtedly his closest collaborator on his non-legal work. Other people as well. There's Nigel Meek and Mark, and a couple of academics here and there, but well, quite a lot of people. But I was without doubt the closest to him. I hope he still have his website, and that's all gone. I mean, it's outrageous. But I have I discussed my full-scope timeline with Ted on occasion. I asked him how many rape allegations he thought were false, and he said half. I thought only half. And he told me a couple of, well, I suppose called anecdotes. One was concerning Professor Alexia Thomas. If you haven't heard of this certifiable lunatic, she's still up. She's a Nigerian. I know she's still in Britain, but it's been really bad. I've been not so great. She's Nigerian. She set up something called the Independent Diplomat Commission, and she was selling fake documents basically. She's a crook, but she's seriously wrong in the head. She's previously known as Lizzie Hens. Oh, I've written a few articles about her, and she's written a couple about me. I have one of them removed from LinkedIn. But in her previous incarnation, Ted met her. She was trying to rope him in as a legal consultant or something, and he and a colleague went along to her office. I mean, where these people get their money from and how they get away with these things, I don't know. But con women, mostly con men, he sort of made his excuses and left. And he told me that there'd been the courts, the magistrates' courts, had been sent a circular or something, say warning against her. She was given a jail sentence for acting as a fraudulent immigration advisor, but that was a hospital order was substituted. She's total nutter. But Ted said she's a mother of 4, and she accused. I don't know how he knew this, but she'd accused her husband of rape, falsely. A civil case, and he ended up getting custody of the kids. I presume they're still in Nigeria. And the other thing he told me was that this must have been when he was working at Hillary's, which was a firm of London solicitors that no longer exist. He said that one day a woman came into his office, she was being raped by a bloke downstairs or upstairs in a house. It may have been more than one bloke. So Ted wrote to the police, and he got a phone call from, I think it was a detective, a DC or a sergeant. And this bloke, he said, this detective said to him, the allegations have been investigated, and this woman was one brick short of a full load. I used to use a similar phrase, like 3 sevens short of a picnic. But a lot of nutters out there. Anyway, I've set up an archive of sorts of Ted at the Internet Archive. I'll put a link to it below. Very sad. A great personal loss to me. And it was a great help. I mean, he was my main source of income at one point. And we published his mother's memoirs together. There were 5 publications outstanding, one which I edited for him. There's 4 Nigel Meek did. And I'm looking to well, in the near future, I'm looking to doing something about those, even though they're only published as PDFs. Right, now I'll go into cases which are not on the timeline. You can make your own judgment as to why they're not on the timeline and if they should be. Right, as usual, they are in no particular order. These are actually in alphabetical order, but that's due to the file, the name of the file in which I saved them. The first one is from Newsbank. This is last rape charge dropped in WSC case. It's a Newsbank version of the Worcester Telegram and Gazette of Massachusetts. June the 13th, 2003. A judge dismissed charges yesterday against the last of 4 men who had been accused of taking part in a gang rape 4 years ago in a Worcester State College campus apartment. Akim Bascom, wonder what ethnicity he is, of Springfield, he pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of aggravated rape. This was April 17, 1999. Sexual assault, aggravated rape in the alleged April 17, 1999 sexual assault. Make of that what you will. Judge Constance M. Sweeney dismissed the charges yesterday in Worcester Superior Court at the request of Assistant District Attorney Kathleen M. Delastrito. In a motion to dismiss, the prosecutor said the alleged victim, a former Anna Maria College student, did not want to testify at trial. Charges against 3 gang defendants in the case were dismissed Wednesday. The 4 men admitting to police they engaged in sex with the woman, but said it was consensual. I know that it was, but I don't generally. Well, there are some cases in this day. There are a few actually of dudes running a train on a woman, and then she withdraws her consent retroactively. But these are sort of sordid. Anyway, I'm not including that on the timeline. But I do consider it to be to have been a false allegation. Regret sex, probably it's probably some white slut who went to a dormitory with or a room or apartment with 4 black dudes, and then well, I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for any of them. This is from Manchester Evening News. On the date, my eyes are getting worse. This is I think there's a date on it. Oh, April 22nd. the file name was alphabetical order. April 22nd, 1993. Innocent of rape but frightened to cover his grandchildren. This is the women column by Lynn May. Columnist Lynn May. Dear Lynn, my heart went out to the 15-year-old girl who wrote to you saying she'd been raped by her father. Men like these should be shut away from for life to safeguard all women. But there's also another side of life where a person only has to shout rape. Yes. If everything doesn't go according to plan. This is a position my dear husband was recently put in through a foster child of ours who is now 20 years old. We raised her from a baby along with our other children, and she had everything one could possibly have. She never did a single day's work in her life. Well, that's the wrong attitude to start with, isn't it? Only once did my husband ever give her a dressing down, and only after I got onto him about making her seek work. Oh, I see. Never done those work. Work is the curse of the drinking classes, I hope you know. Her response was to run off to a girlfriend's house to live, in hopes she could claim dole and avoid getting a job. To get back at the man who... Oh, my eyes are getting worse. I think it enlarges a bit more. To get back at the man who had not only been her father, but had given her and all her children whatever they wanted, in other words, ruined a lot of them, she cried rape and put him through the nightmare. He was arrested, cautioned and questioned, as were other members of our once big happy family. Of course, there was no truth to their allegations, so they were discharged. But the stress she put my husband and family through was unbelievable. There was no protection in English law for innocent men who have to endure such persecution. Yada yada yada. Now he's a broken, humiliated man who's frightened even to let his grandchildren cuddle him. Well, this girl who once part of our family is walking free with a grin on her face. Life is so unfair. Tell me about it. This happens. It's not only fathers who are falsely accused. Mothers can be falsely accused as well. But I mentioned before there's a guy, hopefully he's out of prison now, who was accused of in his 50s of raping his sister when she was 12 and he was 14. So I won't be adding that to the timeline. There's no name with it. There's no proper name. I mean, I haven't seen anything similar to it reported. There's a lot of these cases not reported. Right, this one is Arica, Sandusky Register, rape claim shot down. A former Put-in Bay police officer falsely accused of another rape after the two began a brief affair last year. That abruptly ended according to prosecutors. Yeah, I've actually had this. Just pretty sure I haven't had it. Arica Waters. I put this in. I wasn't going to add this for some reason. No, I don't think I've had it. It's Port Clinton. Waters has a history of reporting sexual. Waters has a history of reporting sexual abuse when she was young, as early as age 9 until she was 13. Reports were made to various police departments and college administrations later by Waters, according to the report. Some reports of past sex crimes and other abuse she made happened in Sandusky at Cedar Point in Lyndhurst, which is listed as where Waters lives now, and in South Euclid and Wheeling, West Virginia, where all of her abusers were expelled, the report states. She also was outed on the MTV television programme Catfish, in a 2017 episode that features digital sleuths tracking down people who assume false identities online to trick other people. I haven't had it yet. I think I probably will add that actually. I don't think there's a reason I haven't added it. Yeah, I'll add that. I'll move that to my false rape directory if it isn't there already. I feel it might be. False rape in preparation directory, not the actual false rape timeline. Let's add this. No, it doesn't appear to be there. Yeah, I'll almost certainly will add that at some point. Right, this is from. That was actually a quite recent case. Actually, it's a few, three or 4 years ago. I know it was wrong with me tonight. This is Derby Evening Telegraph, February 20th, 1990. Jury clears man of cellar rape charge. A Derby man has been cleared of raping an 18-year-old girl in a cellar at a city community centre. A jury acquitted Selwyn Robinson, 24, of Reginald Street, after considering the evidence at Derby Crown Court. Miss Robinson, who denied raping the girl on August the 4th, said she consented to sex in the basement after they went together into the Mandela Centre. Mandela Centre. Pear Tree Road for a chat. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Defence barrister Claire Holder suggested the girl cried rape because she had a boyfriend and feared Mr Robinson might brag. Robinson maintained they met, went into the cellar and had sex by mutual consent. I've never had sex in the cellar. He was surprised by the allegation in view of the fact they knew each other, Miss Holder told the jury. She claimed the girl made the rape allegation after leaving Robinson with the words, "If you tell anybody, I'll give you grief." There are times when people cry rape and cause grief simply to get their own back. They use it as a weapon against men, said Miss Holder in her final speech. Miss Robinson maintained that bruises the girl sustained were caused when she accidentally slipped on the cellar stairs. The prosecution alleged the girl was dragged down the steps and forced to have sex after reluctantly going into the centre. She contacted the Rape Crisis Centre, then told the police. The girl, who denied the defence allegations, maintained Mr Robinson was only an acquaintance and it was untrue that she met him at parties. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't believe you, but I don't believe her, but track it down. No, I'm not including that. I don't believe her, but I'm not going to include that. I don't include that absolutely every case on timeline. Right, this one is, I've got a video of this. So I'll play the video first and then I'll comment on it.
It's something that rarely happens. Someone is found guilty of a crime, but then years later, their conviction is thrown out.
That's what recently happened in a child rape case. Now, both the man who was charged and the daughter he's accused of raping are coming forward to tell their story.
KELOLAND's Angela Kennedy joins us with a preview of what she's working on for tonight's Eye on KELOLAND.
Matthew Borchard was charged with raping his daughter Destiny when she was 10 years old. He proclaimed his innocence, but based on her testimony, was convicted by a jury of 2 counts of rape and sentenced to 75 years for each one back in 2009.
Even though it had a number behind it, I was doing a life sentence, you know, because my first parole date wasn't until, I think it was 2,114 was my initial parole date. And I'd been like 130 some years old.
But then, 3 years ago, a startling revelation. Destiny said it never happened, that she had been coerced into making the whole thing up about her father. Still, no one thought his sentence would be overturned, but just this spring, it was. Now, you may think that Borchard would have hard feelings against his daughter, but he does not. Now the father and daughter are reunited and making up for lost time. I'll have their story tonight at 10.
These are truly horrible cases. I don't like these at all. You know, fathers and daughters. So it's sick. But and the false allegations attached is almost as sick. There's an article about him here, which I mean, where's the physical evidence? You think that a 10-year-old girl who had been sexually violated would this was 2009. He got a 150-year sentence. A judge vacated the conviction. No evidence was presented in this case. The evidence was his daughter's testimony that Borchard never raped her. In 2008, Matthew Borchard was in the middle of a divorce. See, this is not just parental alienation, but it's divorce's deadliest weapon. There's actually a video of that on the timeline. Divorce's deadliest weapon. It was a documentary from 1993. Actually, on the day I was to pick Destiny up, that's the day I was arrested. That was supposed to be my first visitation day, Borchard said. Instead, Borchard was charged with raping his daughter. We maintained his innocence and refused to take a plea deal. See, this is something that they do in American courtrooms. It can be used and is used by corrupt prosecutors to bludgeon innocent people into confessing to crimes they didn't commit. Now think about it. If you were accused of rape, right, and falsely accused, and the prosecutor said, right, if you got a trial, I'm going to ask for 30 years, and they can do that now. They get it. I'm going to ask for 30 years. But if you plead guilty to indecent assault, you'll get 6 months. And of course, there's the signing the sex offenders register, which is, I think, is shouldn't be allowed. I'm not for very serious cases, but if these blokes are dangerous, they shouldn't be on the street. Never mind walking around with stigmatised. But there's more to it than this. Even as he was being led off in shackles, he proclaimed his innocence, saying like a newspaper. Destiny. I got really suicidal. I cut myself. I cut my throat and I cut my arm really bad. They took me out of all my classes and put me in a room by myself because they said I scared all the other kids. Angela Kennedy, probably a reporter apparently. Why were you suicidal? Why were we going through all that? Destiny. Nobody believes you. Destiny's mother lost custody of her because she was living with a Destiny's mother lost custody of her because she was living with a convicted sex offender. She was placed in the care of her maternal grandparents, but she was getting into trouble with the law. Borchard's mother, a 10-year-old getting into trouble with the law, 9-year-old, 8, 9, 10, trouble with the law. Borchard's mother, Marlene Gutch, was eventually granted. She was getting into trouble with the law, and Borchard's mother, Marlene Gutch, was eventually granted guardianship of her. Should be a comma there, I suppose. The first time I met her after all them years, we walked outside and she looked at me and she said, you got to help me get my dad out. But he took, I think, they ended up taking a plea or something. To avoid a retrial. I've seen this before. There was a bloke called Scott Espinosa, who was he was falsely accused of rape by a woman who claimed she was 14 or something, and when he was got out of jail, his mother died while he was in prison, and he took a plea for pandering, so guilty to pandering, I think is what it was, living off prostitutes earning, something like that. Borshire pleaded no contest to a lesser charge of sexual exploitation of a minor and got credit for time served. He will have to remain on the sex offender registry for the rest of his life. See, this is, I mean, the judge didn't believe it. No, the prosecutor, yeah, the prosecutor, I think the prosecutor said, the state attorney, Patrick McCann, said he doesn't believe Destiny's testimony about what her mother made her do, and that's why he hasn't filed charges against her. He says child sex abuse victims often recount their stories. Yeah, so do liars. McCann filed an appeal to the State Supreme Court for the judge ruled to vacate Borshire's conviction. He offered a plea deal to go back to prison. And that's, I mean, that's, it should be done, but I'm not including it on the timeline, but I've mentioned it here. It's horrible, these cases. Right, next one, what's this? Man accused of rape is cleared. That's his, this is from a British newspaper. This is the Scotsman, January 15th, 1982, page 11. The jury cleared a man of a rape charge yesterday after hearing a police tape recording of him apparently confessing to the crime. Ian Forbes told Perth High Court he made a confession on the spur of the moment. I didn't mean it. I was drunk when I said I raped her. I didn't rape her and I don't know why I said it. Forbes pleaded not guilty to raping a 57-year-old woman on Wastegrave, Dundee. The woman, mother of a grown-up family, said he attacked her soon after they left the bar together. So he's 29 and she's 57. She said that he forced her to have sex after punching her soft till she kept passing out. Forbes told the woman did not resist her advances. When he slapped her, she cried rape, and police court smelt wrong. Caught him with his trousers down. He was fined £200 for repeatedly punching, slapping the woman. I find that one difficult to. I don't know who's the least credible there. I mean, there's another one from a British newspaper. Man acquitted of rape after club meeting. Leicester Mercury, April 24th, 1986, page 5. A 19-year-old Colville man. No, I won't explain why the word Colville is significant to me, but it's something I mentioned already. Okay, I'll go no further than that. The 19-year-old Colville man broke down and wept when a Leicester woman, I'm getting worse. When a Leicester Crown Court jury acquitted him of raping a 23-year-old woman. The jury of 7 men and 5 women took 2 hours to unanimously find him not guilty of raping a woman on October 4th. He denied defence. Prosecution alleged he had been walking home with the woman after meeting her at Ricardo's nightclub, dragged her down a dirt track and raped her. The pair had earlier been kissing and the woman had told the jury she was happy to kiss and cuddle but not until to go further. She said the man hit her on the back of the head in Greenhill Road and pulled her along a dirt track near a school. He pushed her to the ground, ripped her blouse apart, tore her bra and knocked her glasses off before he allegedly raped her. The woman said they struck her on the back of the head and kicked her backside before leaving her whimpering and crying in the dark. Well, that's if the physical evidence confirms that, it's rather strong, isn't it? His police statement, the man said he thought the woman had been willing to have sex with him. He said he pushed her along the dirt track to guide her and she did not resist. I mean, these guys have no style, have they? He asked her if she would have sex with him, and because she did not say no, he took it to mean she consented. He claimed he could not remember being rough with her. Hear her cry. I mean, They've both been drinking, but I don't know. I mean, that's a bit dodgy, that, isn't it? That one. So I'm not including that on the timeline. More than a bit dodgy. And another one from the UK press. This is from Evening Post. Not sure which Evening Post. October 22nd, 1985, page 5. Man cleared of rape. A Hyston Green man, Nottingham Crown Court. So it could be the Birmingham press, or Nottingham press, or well, a Hyston Green man was acquitted of rape yesterday, when for the second time in 3 months a Nottingham High Court. Nottingham High Court. Yeah, I mean, before Crown Courts were assizes and they were abolished, I think it was 1974. I don't know. I mean, it says High Court, so Sir Joseph Cantley. Oh, Mr. Justice Cantley, yes. He was the judge in the Thorpe trial. You'll find that on the club as well. Jeremy Thorpe. We'll find it decades after his sordid affair with Thorpe. Norman Scott claimed he was raped. So yeah, Mr. Justice Cantley was. I remember saying journalism was an honourable profession. Journalism is an honourable profession. Yeah, sure, yeah. Sir Joseph Cantley, sitting as a deputy High Court judge, discharged the jury after 4 hours when the foreman said there was no hope of agreement. Richard Benson said it would be unfair to put not only the accused man but also the complainant through a third such ordeal. Richard Benson, who's he? Is he Mr. Richard Benson? I presume he's defence counsel. He fallen off with no evidence, and the judge directed the sounds like prosecuting counsel. The judge directed a not guilty verdict be entered. The defendant denied the prosecution allegation that when he woke the woman at 12:30 a.m. by knocking on the door, he induced her to admit him by pretending he had a message from her common law husband, who had walked out after a row. It was after she soberly told him her husband was seeing another woman that he comforted her. If this bloke didn't do it, he was putting himself in a position where. Alright, what we've got here, this is Central Falls. File called Central Falls. Jury declines indictment in Central Falls rape case. From the Providence Journal, March the 4th, 1983, this is Newsbank. The Providence County Grand Jury yesterday declined to indict Joseph E. Gonsalves of Central Falls on a charge of first-degree sexual assault. Lieutenant Norman Moreau said Gonsalves was charged with rape after a Lockbridge Street woman, presumably a woman who lives in Lockbridge Street, who said she was assaulted in his van August 11th in the mill complex off Barton Street. Moreau said the woman has since moved out of state and police could not immediately locate her. He said when she was finally found, she refused to return to Rhode Island to testify before the grand jury. I suppose if she doesn't testify, that I don't know. I'm not including that anyway. So that's another one. Right, we're on the letter C now. Chandler, Dean Chandler, the journalist. This is from the Times of October 12th, 1995. A footballer was cleared yesterday of raping a 19-year-old care worker after 2 trials at the Old Bailey. The jury in the first trial 3 months ago could not agree a verdict on Dean Chandler. Oh no, it's not the journalist, it's the accused, Dean Chandler, a 19-year-old Charlton athletic player. Chandler of Ilford, East London, denied raping a woman at her flat December after drinking 6 pints of lager, 2 bottles of beer and smoking a cannabis cigarette. He said she consented to sexual intercourse, which begs the question, what was she drinking and smoking? No, I'm not including that. It's just I've got a document here relating to Charlemagne Lagod, who his real name is, well, he's known as Leonard Leonard McKelvey. He's a pundit or something in America. I've seen him. Not very impressed with him. It's regarding an allegation that was made against him when he was younger. I think it was drink involved or something, but I've looked at it. It's just not very interesting. Doesn't mean I believe he was guilty of whatever he did. Right, conviction quashed. Let us see. Right, let's see. We'll make a whole series of these. Conviction quashed. Courier and Advertiser. November 14th, 1990. Rape conviction quashed. A police sergeant jailed for 7 years for raping a woman in a cell after her arrest for drink driving was cleared and freed by 3 appeal court judges in London yesterday. The judges, headed by the Lord Chief Justice Lord Lane, ruled that the Shrewsbury Crown Court jury who heard the case earlier this year against 47-year-old West Mercia police officer Dennis Mervyn Davis had been misled by inconsistent and contradictory evidence. They were aghast to report as Lord Lane, sitting with Mr Justice Rose and Mr Justice Pill, quashed the conviction of rape and indecent assault. Lord Lane earlier described how Davis, a custody officer at Warrington Police Station, that's was too far to walk, but it isn't that far from here, near Croydon. At the time of the alleged, well, it's between Croydon and Sutton. At the time of the alleged attack in October 1988, having been brought to trial after complaints by the complainant 6 weeks after her arrest. I might actually, yeah, I think I've actually tried to find a judgment for that. I haven't been able to find it yet. I'll read the, I'll fish it out at some point. But I mean, if you know, it might be years if I'm still alive. That is, if years from now, which is unlikely. But I might fish it out from the appeal cases or whatever. I mean, the court of appeal, it will be a record of it somewhere. Appeal cases or whatever. Let's have a look. Oh, it's in my yeah, it's in my file, in my my main document anyway. So, but it's on the timeline. Yeah. Oh, this is a funny one. Deeply religious. Letter D. Marley by Mercury, February 23rd, 1989. Man is cleared of raping deeply religious woman. The Paddington man was cleared of raping a deeply religious woman he met at the Notting Hill Carnival by an Old Bailey jury last Thursday. Henry Fernandez of Gloucester Gardens, this is just my eyes, it's the print, collapsed to the floor as the jury returned their verdict after 2.5 hours to be helped from the dock by 2 prison officers. Fernandez was accused of luring the 26-year-old practicing Catholic back to his flat, then giving her cannabis and champagne before raping her. The woman who worked as a care assistant claimed she lapsed into unconsciousness and came out and found herself bleeding and wearing only an underskirt. But Fernandez was denied rape and unlawfully administering drugs to obtain sex, says he consented to everything. He told detectives, "We had a fantastic time, she made love to me, I was happy." His defence case was that she had acted out of character by smoking cannabis and having sex with a stranger and then regretted her actions and cried rape. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to believe that, but well, I'm talking about it. That's another one not going with timeline. Now we're on the letter D, Dilton, followed by disabled. Rape charge dropped against Westbury man, from the Wiltshire Times, March the 3rd, 2014. A man accused of raping a child in Dilton Marsh has had the charge against him dropped. Scott Williams pleaded not guilty to a single count of raping a female under the age of 16 when he appeared at Swindon Crown Court. It was last year. He appeared in court, but the allegation was January 14th last year. After hearing a girl making the claim refused to let the police examine her mobile phone, prosecutors said they would not proceed with the case. Child, I think that means like 15 or so. Doesn't say how old he was. A judge was told that entries on social networks which may have been used by the defence had also been deleted. Tessa Hingston for the Crown said, "We are unable to get the phone records from the alleged victim. She wouldn't give up her phone. We can't get Facebook entries as they were deleted soon after." Well, Facebook entries may be deleted, but they can be recovered. Williams of Creola Court, Westbury, was due to face a trial by a judge and jury on Monday, March 31st. But on Friday, the judge returned a formal not guilty vote and discharged him. I don't know. I'll look into that a bit further. It's a bit dodgy, that. Disabled. This is 4 men acquitted on charges. 4 men acquitted of charges of raping disabled student. Tampa Tribune, February 24th, 2002, by Lynn Porter. Jury deliberates for more than 6 hours. Clearwater. 4 young men were acquitted Saturday of charges they raped a mentally disabled high school student. It names them. They sound like they're not white, let me put it that way. Assistant Public Defender Stacey Schroeder said Saturday she was very pleased. "We thought it was a very strong defence case and we're happy the jury saw it that way too." 4 men were accused of raping a 17-year-old St Petersburg high school student. October 30th, 2000. Prosecutor said Fuller and Bell... I've named it, haven't I? Prosecutor said Fuller and Bell forced her into Fuller's car after she got off a school bus in south of Petersburg. They took her to the apartment and raped her. The 2 others have the same surname but may not be related. Oh no, it says they're not related. Were accused of raping a girl at a second location along with a 5th man. A medical exam found DNA matching that of one of them, and the other men used condoms. Defence attorney said the girl had been punished over consensual sex, and she... No, I mean, it just... No, it's I'm not... sorry, I've got no sympathy for these guys. I mean, these gangbangs and running a train and just... But in the other case, I might look... Well, I will look into that, actually. I won't find the directory again. I'll put it there. Right, we've got files called Dreams 1, Dreams 2, Dr. Rape, LA, Dubai Maid and Dundee Row. Spell that wrong. It should be Dundee Rape. Right, Dreams. Where are we here? I think that's my way of saying this is the Evening Express. I'm not sure which Evening Express. Might be the Aberdeen Evening Express. Yeah, Aberdeen. Yeah, Aberdeen. There's an Aberdeen report here. An Aberdeen window cleaner who seized his estranged wife by the throat and pushed her against the wall was £550. Yeah. Surprised he didn't defenestrate her. Evening Express, August 16th, 1993. Now, I think it's an interesting one. Yeah, soap sex scenes. More victims seek advice after rape and abuse shown on TV. Harrowing realistic sex scenes on TV soap operas have encouraged rape victims to seek help from care groups. No. This is basically a plug for Aberdeen Rape Crisis Centre, which, if you know my opinion, like every other rape crisis centre in the world, should be shut down. No, what happens is they watch these and they confabulate. I've made videos about this. Check them out on the relevant page. in particular the one about child sexual abuse. There's a lot of these ones where you find that where there's something, if there's a soap opera has, or a series has a storyline in it of rape or of kids being abused sexually, you get loads of women, daffy women, phoning to rape crisis centres. They've been triggered. No, they haven't. They've confabulated something from their childhood, and this is it's horrible. And when there's drugs involved with alcohol, it leads to terrible miscarriages of justice. And it doesn't do these women any good either to imagine they've been raped by their fathers or by neighbours or school teachers. It's really, yeah. Oh, that's the front page of the paper. So that's only one dream. Dr. Rape LA. Urologist acquitted of raping patient at office. A Glendora urologist was acquitted Friday of 2 counts of raping a female patient in his office. The verdict that came after jurors heard defence witnesses testify that the woman was a pathological liar. Oh yeah, this is just incredible. Do I give the date of this? It's 1995. LA Times. Must apologise for the yawning. After a day of deliberation at a Los Angeles Superior Court jury found Dr. Charles K. Metzger, 49, not guilty of rape based on drugs and rape of an unconscious victim. The verdict enraged the alleged victim, who testified that the physician gave her a sedative and raped her on the examination table in his X-ray room in January 1993. "You're going to hell!" the 38-year-old Chino Hills woman screamed as friends sought to restrain her. Now this is what gets me. This is... Metzger and his attorney, Harlan Braun, told jurors the woman stole a sample of the physician's semen from a cup in the X-ray room's bathroom with his initials on it in order to frame him for rape. Metzger and his wife testified the sample was there for testing because of medical problems the doctor was having. I've never heard of it. I mean, it could be true, but no way am I putting that on the timeline. I've got a maid here from Dubai. Man cleared of raping his maid in villa tent. A man won his appeal on... This is August the 8th, 2016. A man won his appeal on Sunday as the court acquitted him of raping his maid while she was hanging out in the laundry. In May, the Dubai Court of First Instance sentenced the 26-year-old Emirati man, known as EM, to 2 years for twisting a Filipino maid's arm and threatening to kill her before he forced her to tent in his villa and raped her in July. He appealed the primary ruling and pleaded not guilty when he defended himself before the Dubai Appeal Court. He contended before the appellate court that the Filipino maid brought in fabricated claims and lied about the rape out of malice. On Sunday, presiding judge Isa Al-Sharif overturned the 2-year imprisonment and acquitted the suspect for lack of corroborating evidence. The maid alleged her testimony that it happened while she was hanging out the laundry in the village yard. The suspect came behind and forced me into the tent and closed its door. I tried to free myself, but he was stronger and did not let me go. I'm not sure if this was in English or Arabic or Filipino, but he threatened to kill me, then he kissed me. As you would do. Give us a kiss or I'll kill you. He overpowered me and I could not push him away. He raped me. He said he would beat me or kill me if I continued crying and walk out of the tent. She contacted the Philippines consulate to complain. They asked her to leave the villa immediately. It was taken to the police. Another Filipino maid who works for the same sponsor says she spotted EM twisting her co-worker's arm behind her back and forced her into the tent. However, the suspect's lawyer came to the Philippines claims before the appellate court and accused her of fabricating the rape claims. The defence lawyer argued before the appellate court that his client should be acquitted because law enforcement procedures were carried out properly. Yeah, I'm sure the sex was carried out properly as well. No, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Having said that, there's a lot to these maids, especially in Singapore for some reason. They accuse their employers and Dundee, what's this one? Not sure what date this is. The Dundee man accused of raping a woman and filming the attack on a mobile camera phone walked free from the High Court in Perth yesterday. The jury of 9 women and 6 men, you know, there are 15-person juries in Scotland, and there were no hung juries. It had been alleged that on April 14 last year at a flat in Dundee, 24-year-old assaulted a woman, forcibly removed her clothing, compelled her to engage sex acts, recorded video footage and took pictures of his conduct on a mobile phone and repeatedly raped her. So it must be fairly recent. The other charges faced on the same date, being conscious of his guilt. He stole a nightdress belonging to the woman, attempted to destroy it by setting fire to it, and attempted to defeat the ends of justice. The jury found him guilty of a reduced charge of theft of the nightdress. And he got a not proven verdict on the rape charge, which means the jury probably thought he did it. Thought he probably did it. Right, that's the letter D. There's another Dundee rape here. I wonder if that's the same one. Yeah, it's the same. It gives the date. It's from Press and Journal, which is an Aberdeen newspaper, April 3rd, 2007. And I've got a file here, 2 files called Duran Duran. What's this? Oh, this isn't rape. This is a Duran Duran star faces £500,000 love child demand by this girl, but she's a fraud. Yes, there's been Paul McCartney was accused of siring a baby in Germany. I think some daffy woman believes he's her father. It happens a lot, actually. Yeah. So that isn't rape. That's just commonly gone fraud. Anyway, that's the letter D. I've had quite a lot here, so I may spare you my ranting, put this together, and there'll be lots more for future hangouts involving Not For The Timeline. In the meantime, RIP Ted Goodman and Nightingale, and hopefully I'll be around for a good few years. I doubt if I'll live to 78 like Ted did, but this is another one clocked up, and I'll continue adding cases to the timeline as time and resources permit.